thingy thing. Let's see. Yeah, I can't record it to my laptop. Yeah. Okay, so I have it going. We have it going to our YouTube. So it's being recorded. And now let's get our screen together. Stop share. Reshare. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so welcome. Good afternoon to everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. So we're going to be talking about how to build our business. And basically, you know, the concepts of business building can be applied to anything and everything, especially when you're dealing with the direct sales and the network marketing industry. And, you know, one of the things I always heard Mr. Vida say that, you know, you don't want to do something 5,000 times. You want to do eight things 5,000 times, so that when you repeat it, or like you don't want to do 5,000 things differently. You want to do 8 things 5,000 times, because the pattern of behavior is what technically and will bring you the success that you require and the success that you need. So this is the presentation that is in the back office. I wanted this not to be too long, because then I don't want it to be so drawn out that you don't want to come to a training. So we'll try for 30 to 45 minutes and we will stop there once we get to that. So let me do hold on, full screen. There we go. And welcome, Mava. I know you're on the road, but welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. So yes, so here we're going to talk about just building your business in general and what that looks like and what it's about. So this is the basic training and Sankey in brief. So they have what we call here an 8-step system, and they like to call it the S3, the Sankey success system. And it starts with your why. And I know oftentimes in companies, they say, oh, you got to have a why. And you're like, oh no, here we go again. But this is so vitally important, because if you don't have a why, you don't have any reason to continue. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you don't have a why in anything, why are you doing it? Like, if you don't really have any need to go to a job, to get up in the morning, there has to be a why behind that. Whether it's you have a lifestyle that you want to maintain, whether it's you got to keep your kids in school, it's always something that has a why. But here in network marketing, they always want you to really dig deep into that why, so that it's something that really sustains you to keep you going. So they don't want it to just be like, oh, I got to pay off the kids' school fees. Because guess what? Then when the school fees are done, then what? So what is that true why? Like for me, my why is my son. Like I live and breathe for my son to make sure that he has all that he wants and he desires. So I work my butt off to make sure I can provide for him, especially now that his father is no longer here on this earth with us. God rest his soul. So now it's even more of a why for me, because I can't turn to his dad and say, can you help me? You know, he isn't here to do so. So your why must be very, very strong. Then the second thing, of course, they ask you for is the list. Now, I'm not going to tell you a lie. This has always been my struggle, the list. Writing that list, putting those names down, putting those numbers down. However, this is vitally important too, because you now want to put together your game plan, and your list becomes your game plan. And so it's not just, oh, I'm starting a business and let me just start it. No, we want a game plan. We want to know what you can do routinely for at least the next 2 weeks, because this list is going to be just that. It's going to be this thing that you're going to be working at constantly to get results from it. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is invite. Now, it seems like everybody got a problem with this. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes we don't see the numbers move, say, on the calls and all the different things. So it makes me wonder, are we inviting? Like I remember I used to go to this prayer meeting, right? And it used to be the same 5 women all the time. So I started inviting people, and then 2 and 3 people came. But I still noticed that no matter if it grew, it was still only the people I invited. So I'm like, I had to ask everybody in the group. I was like, are y'all even inviting anybody? because that's how it's seen. Because like, I mean, at least if you invite one of your friends, someone will show up at some time. And so this is where we have to vitally remember, invite, invite, invite. Let me tell you something. I have one of my, I'm always in multiple businesses. I do multiple things, especially when it comes to direct sales, when it comes to the financial literacy arena. And I have an upline in the financial literacy arena. When I tell you she is constantly on it, sending you stuff, get on this call, remember this call, remember to get on it, starting now. Like, and she's always hitting you with information. And then I know some people say, well, that's bombarding. No, it's not. It's telling you to get ready, because I don't know if any of y'all on the call know, but have y'all ever found that sometimes y'all just forget? Y'all really want to do it, but you just forget. You forget, your brain moving too fast, the household moving too fast. Everything just seems to be moving too fast. So sometimes it's so awesome to have that individual that's saying, okay, guess what? Jump on now. Okay, guess what? 5 more minutes. We're on now. Jump on. Because sometimes people forget. I know, for instance, for me, yesterday, I nearly forgot the 9 o'clock call. Why? Because we changed the time. So I'm like laying down in bed, chilling on my pillow. And suddenly I was like, oh, it's 8:45. Oh my God, it's 8:45. Like I literally jumped up because I suddenly remembered I got a call, and it made me feel, it made my heart smile when Mohammed said in the prayer yesterday, she said, I'm so happy that Dr. Runhan is always there on time. Because I was like, Lord, what if I hadn't been? And last night was such an amazing presentation. So these are things that we have to understand. There's ways to invite people, meaning you could put people in a broadcast on your cell phone. Miss Spencer, I heard you say you got a little bubbler. I don't know if it's a bubbler or it's just a phone that you just want to throw away sometimes. But we got to figure out ways. Like in WhatsApp, there's broadcasts. You can create these broadcast lists that you just send out on constantly. Whatever it is, you constantly send it out. And until, like I always tell people, until you tell me don't send you, I keep sending. That's my rule. When you tell me, Ruthann, I can't take any more texts from you, I'll say, okay, no problem, delete. That's it. I don't have no hard feelings about it. I know why I'm doing it. See, you see how we went, right? I just literally jumped from 3 back to number 1. I know why I'm doing it. I know that when I send out this message, I am going to assist and aid someone. If it's not with their health, it will definitely be with their wealth. Present. I see that everybody seems to have a challenge, a very large challenge. At least this is what I've seen in our community in Sankey, in presenting. Guys, at some point, you must be able to present the opportunity that you have decided to embark on. It doesn't have to be how I present. It doesn't have to be how Dr. Denise or Nurse Adelie or even Clive present, but it has to be a presentation. You have to be willing to walk through something similar to this. Not this exactly, but you understand what I'm saying. Walk through one of the presentations. They're all in the back office. If we need to suddenly do a training on that, then fine. I just want everybody to understand it's not as hard as we're making it seem. It isn't. Yes. Okay. I don't like to talk in front of people. Guess what? You behind the screen. Ain't nobody can see you. You could be in your night clothes. Nobody care. We just want the information. So as long as you can read and as long as you can speak, you can do it. Now I know Miss Lang, she has a challenge with her sight at the moment, but guess what? To God be the glory. When she has that operation, it could be over. Miss Lang could be booking down the road. She could be screaming, Sankey, look at this presentation. And then there's the close, because after you present, you don't want to leave it open. Like, okay, and here's Sankey and walk away. No. When you get to the end of a presentation, you want to be able to say, okay, so which one are you, what are you leaving as tonight? A customer, prime customer, or distributor? Now, I can tell you no lie, I personally don't like prime customer, even though it saves people money. I don't like that because I lose on the back end. It kind of, to me, it defeats the purpose. So either you want to be a customer or you want to be a distributor. You want to get the cheapest price and you want to do a monthly auto ship or subscription, you can do distributor. You just want to order 1 or 2 products here and there, and not all the time, you can be a customer. But that is the close. So you're always going to say at the end, how are you leaving tonight? Are you leaving as a customer or a part of my business? You don't want to just say, okay, thanks so much for coming, because it defeats the presentation that you just did. And then, of course, art of follow-up. Let me tell you something, 90% of people lose their business in follow-up, because I remember when I first started, I just felt some kind of way calling people to say, oh, what did you think of the presentation? Like, for instance, if someone leaves and says, okay, they're not sure if they want to be a customer, they're not sure if they want to be a distributor, now you got to follow up with them. I just used to kind of feel some kind of way, but then I realized, but Ruth Ann, how are they going to know anything? How are you truly going to close them if you don't follow up with them? And then I remember at some point, I'd sometimes tell people, okay, I'll call you. And then I wouldn't call them. And then I'd call them maybe 2-3 weeks later or a month later, and they'd be like, man, Ruth Ann, I've been waiting for you. And I was like, wow. All the fear that I had, I didn't need it at all. And then here in Sankey, we would then say, start your FS24 start, which is the fast start 24. So just making sure to get on track to make sure your business is building and moving the way you want it to. And of course, number 8, duplicate. So this is simply a wash, rinse, repeat formula. Simple 8 steps, making it happen, pushing forward to get your business started. Well, one of the main things, and before we even get fully started, is something that we need to understand called edification. Now this, the difference in the results of your business is found in the small details, in taking care of them and always maintaining their importance. This is edification. Edification is recognizing and highlighting the value of something or someone. Edification is a game played seriously. Now, I don't know if y'all remember when Dr. Helen was with us, when she would come on to edify somebody, she would edify a person. She is one of the individuals that truly showed me and taught me the importance of edification and how to do it. She is a master edifier. And it simply means taking and highlighting the positive aspects of a person and things so to serve an inspiration for others. And when edification happens, it must be reciprocated. What that simply means is that I will give an example. We have an amazing, phenomenal leader out of Canada. She is dedicated. She is committed. She's a leader like no other. She is a God-fearing woman. And when I tell you she comes on, you are blown away by what she is about to say and the power behind her voice. It's my great pleasure to step aside and bring to the forefront Miss Marva Lindsay. Bob, take that. Take it. Now, once Miss Marva Lindsay comes up, she would then reciprocate what I just said about myself. Because now people are saying, ooh, I'm in the midst of somebody big, great, fantastic. So it's like the game of hot potato. No one holds it for too long because guess what? It can burn your hands, okay?
Thank you, my diamond leader out of the Bahamas, on the way through Alabama. I thank you. This woman is an example to what I do. I am at her feet to learn everything I can get. She doesn't make a move without me crawling right to her feet, because this is where I want to be. Wow. Thank you, Dr. Ruth.
You see, so that right there, guys, that's edification. That's edification, because now when Miss Marva comes on, y'all are going to listen to her, right? Because y'all have respect for me. She then came on and then reciprocated what I just did to say, well, guess what? You're giving me honor, but guess what? The honor is to you. So this is what edification is. And it's used so others become interested, because now, there's no lying now. There's no lying nor flattery, but it's just the truth about what someone's qualities are. So what is said and how you handle the emotions transmitted. Congruence between what is said and the image that it edifies. Congruence between what is said and what the recipient who receives the edification does, and the image, language, manners, etc. Edify everything all the time. The corporate and its members, the system, the products, the compensation plan, the business, the leaders, cross lines, down lines, up lines, events, etc. So when you hear like, okay, edify the business, Sankey Global has been in business for over 13 years. They have formulations that are over half a century old. Listen, these formulations have blown my mind. They reverse, recover, and restore your body through whatever is happening inside your body. And their corporate staff is par excellent. If you ever need anything, they are there. They are there at the click of a finger. All I can say is I am proud to be a part of such an amazing, phenomenal powerhouse company called Sankey Global. I just edified the company. You understand? And I didn't lie. I didn't say anything out of the way. I just said the truth about what I'm a part of. So when inviting somebody, speak according to your style of language, but make it clear that it's something big and serious. Edify the company, the business, the event, and the presenter, and do it with confidence and posture. People are attracted to those persons that literally know what they're talking about. Bottom line. If they feel some kind of way about you, or you, I wanna invite you. I want to invite you to a meeting. It's these things, man. Some stuff that be out, and I just think you'll enjoy it because I think you might need it. And it's at 7:00. You think the person can come? They wondering what I told him about. So these are examples of edification. So without edification, this is what it sounds like. I would like you to attend. Hopefully you can. I would like you to blank. With edification, you must be there. It's your best interest to listen to Michelle. She can potentially change your life. Okay. Guest. I can't. When is another meeting? So this is without edification. Every week, don't worry. So now you've put no urgency to them even getting involved because you just told them it's every week. Like it don't matter if they come this week, it don't matter if they come 10 weeks from now, because guess what? It's every week. There's no urgency. With edification, I don't know if you should miss this. It's a unique opportunity. Let me go and check when I can get one can be done for you. I won't promise anything, but I'll let you know. So now you've put an urgency because guess what? They might not even get another presentation done for them. So they need to get on this presentation with you. Does that make a difference? You see what I'm saying? You see where they're going with that? So without edification, don't let me down. Let me know if it gets complicated. So with edification, the person I want to introduce you to is one of the most important people in this project. Please arrive on time. So now you've put urgency and you've edified the speaker or presenter that's going to be there so that this person feels like, man, I need to go visit whoever this is they're talking about. I need to be there. Versus just, okay, don't let me down. Because, people always tell you, yeah, I come in. And in the Bahamas, everybody loves to tell you, yeah, I can be there. And they disappoint you because Bahamians don't like to tell you no. Like to your face, they don't like to say, no, Karen, I'm not coming. No, I'm not interested in that. Marva, I don't want to be there. They don't like to say it. They don't. Oh, no. So this is important to know with the edification. Okay. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. My daughter was calling. I just needed to make sure I wasn't important. So, edification on the basics. In the 201 presentation, and this is before the presentation. So, arrive on time and make sure your guest does too. Now, I don't know if many persons are really doing this type of meeting. So I don't know if y'all want to respond to me and let me know, are y'all doing meetings per se? Because then we can fast forward, because I think you understand edification. So let me know on here if anybody is actually doing, like if y'all want me to continue with this, or we can move to another topic. Anyone can unmute and let me know, please. Go ahead, Karen.
Yes, we can move on.
Okay, good, no problem. Let's move on. Okay, so now we're going to introduce the 8 steps. Okay, guys? Sorry about that. Let me move this from here. So this is one of the biggest things. We got to remember, are we willing to learn? Are you willing to be innovative? Are you willing to do whatever necessary to meet your goals? Because this is where the tires meet the road, you know, because oftentimes we say we want something, but we really don't want to put the effort in, you know. So persons need to understand how important effort is, because, you know, sometimes and oftentimes I don't feel like presenting. I don't feel like being on here every single night to present. And Marva could tell you, whether people are on or not, I start. It's as if I close the door, the meeting has started, and I'm doing it whether someone is in front of me or no one is in front of me. And the reason for that is to show my commitment to myself so that I don't become lazy, and to show my team that no matter what time they come on, either I've done it and completed it. Like Marva said the other day, she missed it. She said she came on at 23 minutes past. I went from 8 to 8:22 and I was done. I finished the whole presentation by 8:22, but I did it. Whether people came on or not, like 2 people came on, they went off, 1 person came on and they went off. It didn't matter. So are you willing to learn? Are you willing to be innovative? Are you willing to do whatever necessary to meet your goals? So if you are, the 8 basic steps will help you achieve that. So having been successful in the past is not a prerequisite to having success here. So no matter what you did last year, it doesn't matter. It's what's going to count now. So nevertheless, the willingness to transform mediocrity into having control and master it. So success does not come from having mastery in 5,000 things, but doing 8 things 5,000 times. Let me repeat that. Success does not come by having mastery in 5,000 things, but by doing 8 things 5,000 times. So it's literally repeating this formulation that we're going to learn today. So our first recommendations, make a commitment. Your why, guys, make a commitment. The commitment begins in your heart, but is tested through action. And this is the part persons do not understand. It is tested through action. Everybody said they wanted a training. Everybody said they wanted a training. Everybody said they wanted a training. The commitment begins in your heart, but is tested through action. Need I say more? Be teachable. Follow the system and do the right things, even if they don't seem logical. Later, they will. I remember in one of my former opportunities, my upline, she used to say, oh, you got to do this, 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 this. And I'd do it. And I'd be like, what? Why am I doing this? This don't even make sense. She said, you'll understand later. That's what she always used to tell me. And then she'd be like, okay, when you do this, this is what you're going to make, and this and that. Child, I didn't know what I didn't know how the compensation plan was. It didn't make no sense to me. She said, listen, you're going to understand it when you get paid. And I was like, what? Oh. Guys, once I got paid, I was able to break down that check. And I was like, oh, so when I did this, it caused this to happen. When I did that, it caused that to happen. So follow the system, do the right things, even if they don't seem logical. Later, they will. Take notes. Reinforce your attention, create activity, and improve the process. Apply. If it doesn't matter, what do you know, but what you do with what you know. So it doesn't matter what you know, but what you do with what you know. So you could have a whole pile of knowledge, but what are you doing with it? So if you ain't putting action to all this stuff you know, ain't nothing happening for you. So it goes back again to the first part. What is it? Why? It is the reason that motivates you to act. Having a dream that excites your passion guarantees 90% of your success in Sankey. The other 10% is technique. When you begin the process of identifying and defining your why, we recommend you focus on these questions. What was I wishing for, dreaming about, and asking for before Sankey came into my life? What can I create? How can I create what I want? How is it what I want is beneficial to others? How is what I want beneficial to others? You know, these are all questions that you need to ask so that you can build this why. You want your why to really have girt, really make a difference in what you're feeling, how you want to move forward in your business. And the creation process, identifying it, reachable, what you see is what you get. Your why is the fuel for your dreams. Define it, be very specific. Write it down and exaggerate the details. Write it down and exaggerate the details. Convert it from a burning desire. Visualize it, grab it, smell it, feel it, and act as if you're already its reality. So you want it to be in such a way, guys, that you are looking into the future, whatever you desire, whatever this why is, it's already done. So you just gotta, you gotta run up to it. But you're going to visualize it. You're going to grab it. You're going to smell it. You're going to know it's there, because when you think about it, it can make you cry because you want it so badly. So that is why the why is so important, because it's going to fuel you every day to get up out of bed. Because whatever your why is, you can say, listen, I cannot disappoint whatever it is. I can't disappoint my why. So the list, this is the raw material of your business. Like I said, this is when the tar hits the metal. You starting your business off. This is going to give you some work to do on a daily basis. So make a list of at least 100 people. Now, I sometimes think 100 sometimes can be daunting to people. So start with 25. Start with 25. If 100 feels like, oh my God, I can't do it, I'm lost. Start with 25. But if your why is big, man, you'll start writing. Recommendations for the list of prospects. Imagine your wedding. Whom would you invite? People who you're close to, friends, relatives, neighbors, colleagues, parents from your children's schools, friends from your club, etc. If someone else paid for the wedding and you pay nothing, how many guests would you invite? Everybody, right? So that makes it really simple. Think about it. If you were having a party and it didn't matter because you didn't have to pay for it, you would invite everybody. So write everybody's name down. They will all count for something, okay? So recommendations for making our list of prospects according to the relationship that you have with them. So you're going to have your direct prospects, man, them so your family members, friends, and your acquaintances. Then you're going to have your indirect prospects. They're going to be, who do you know through your kids' schools, stores, personal and domestic services, clubs, church, committees, pet shops. Keep in mind, groups, not just people's names, okay? So you want to know, have all this information. And then prospects to get to know. Learn to connect with new people each day and add them to your list. Each time someone tells you no, ask them for 2 referrals who might be interested so you can call them. Make it a habit. Once again, that right there is vitally important. Creating a pattern of behavior and making it a habit. Who do you know? So no, Miss Karen, I'm not interested in anything. Well, do you know 2 persons that you can refer that might have high blood pressure and diabetes, or might want to lose weight, or might need energy, or men that might need help in the sexual enhancement area, or someone that has leaky gut? Do you know anybody that has gut issues? Can I have 2 names and numbers that I can give them a call? Check it out. Who do you know? And then you want to classify your list. And I know Mr. Avita has spoken about this so many times. Yellow is those persons that are analytical. skeptical, inquisitive, distrustful. They're like sea urchins. It's difficult to get near them. They're just like, they make you, they, when you see them, you feel prickly. You feel prickly because you're like, oh no. Red, enterprising, ambitious, extroverted, focused on money. They're visionaries, like sharks. When you detect what they're interested in, they attack without distractions. Let me tell you something. Sharks, child, they scare me a little bit, but they're good for your business. They scare me, but they're good for your business, okay? The green is sociable, enthusiastic, focused on human relations. They're like dolphins. They're like free-spirited, they're very sociable, very they're fun and lovable. And blue, they're altruistic, helpful, spiritual, good-hearted, like whales. They work in teams and take care of the group. Now I call myself a trail dolphin. So I'm a shark, but not really. I'm a whale, but I'm a little playful. So I got all three going there. And I mean, I can be inquisitive, but I don't do the whole distressful thing. So I'm not a sea urchin. I'm not prickly, but identify who your list is, and then you can highlight them or group them accordingly because it makes a difference. So you're going to classify by characteristics of the people that you know. People with positive attitudes, recruit people who do things with enthusiasm and optimism. Those who are teachable, those who are willing to learn and accept guidance, those who have a burning desire to win. People who are hungry for success will be the best members for your organization. Those with credibility, people who have good reputations and impeccable code of ethics are the best magnets for your business. Those who have economic resources, they speed up the growth of your business because they got the money to do so. Those who have big networks of relatives and friends. Those who are innovative. Oh my God, my voice is like going. And those who have a power of decision. They can make decisions to act without depending on anyone else. Okay, so these are different characteristics that you're looking in people when you're walking about, when you're in the food store. Like, have you ever gone in the food store and you go every week and you become pulled to one cashier? I remember I used to go into Kelly's in Freeport, and without fail, I only wanted to go to this one cashier. Man, she was absolutely amazing. Her attitude, she imbued a sense of power of decision. She imbued positive attitude. Like you felt that there was a burning desire to win. And you also saw teachableness in her. Would y'all believe I recruited her for one of my businesses that I was in, and she was one of my top salespeople. You hear me? But I saw it in her and I didn't feel threatened. I just said one day to her, I said, oh, here's my number. Give me a call. I want to share something with you. She's like, oh, okay. Why? Because I had built trust with her by going to her counter every time and saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? And, just getting to know her. So it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen. Qualify to identify the best. So you're going to actually qualify even the people that you've written in these lists as number one, those who have between 6 to 8 characteristics. So those characteristics that we just shared before, you're going to say whether they have that. Number 2, those who have 4 to 5 characteristics. And then you put a number 3 by those who have about 3 or fewer of those characteristics. So then you know who, honestly, you're not going to target, but those are going to be the persons that are most important to start with. Whether you want to start with the number ones because they have more of the characteristics that you need to build your business and to help and assist them. So this right here is your contact list. And you can find this in your back office where you can literally write everybody's names down. You can say what they are, tick which animal they are, tick if they are 1, 2, 3, and go from there. You understand? And look at this. You can say weekly courteous call, support of the third party, invitation to another event, and just keep on documenting what you're doing. Because guess what? Make yourself feel like you're in business, because sometimes you don't feel like you're in business. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm just doing this. No, you're in business. You are in a business. So make it happen. So the invite. Now is the time to invite your prospects to listen to the Sankey business opportunity. Remember to always edify. Remember we learned about edification. Try not to give too much information. Like sometimes people oversell before you sell, then the person doesn't turn off because you don't talk too much, man. So show your emotions, speak rapidly. As you can see, sometimes I talk really fast. It's because I want to want you to feel the energy in what I'm saying. But when you talk slow and you talk like this and you saying, I want to invite you to Sankey, you don't make the person tired. The people aren't sleeping. The objective of any invitation is to awaken interest, create expectations or curiosity, and confirm an appointment. So, hey, what's up? Hey, Miss Karen, how you doing? I have a meeting tomorrow night that I absolutely want you to come to. It's at 7:00. So let me know if you're able to come. You know, we have a dynamic speaker all the way from Canada. She's one of our silver leaders out there, and she'll be presenting. I really, really, really want you to come. So I hope you can get there, and it's about some fantastic formulations. I can't tell you much, but I can tell you be there. Done. You're done in less than a minute. You don't want no long talking. Now, if somebody keeps you on the phone too long, you know what you always say? I have another call that I have to get to, so we're going to have to talk later. And always seem busy. Why? Because if you have so much time on your hand, the person saying, well, they can't be busy at all. They can't be making money because they're on the phone with me for an hour and a half. Okay? So through the front door, with people you know and approach, identify their needs, likes, and wishes. If I show you a way you can pay off your credit cards you told me about, would you give me an hour of your time? So that would be a question that you would ask. If asked a question, what is this about? You would respond with the same example you've identified. Example, it's about paying off your credit card. Immediately present two options for a day and time. You know, so you don't have to get into a whole pile of detail. So the person said, if I show you a way you can pay off your credit card you told me about, would you give me an hour of your time? Well, what is it about? Well, it's about paying off your credit card. Do you get it? Does it make sense? Doesn't it? So the $1 million question for sharks is, if I show you a way you can earn weekly what you currently earn every month, would you give me an hour of your time? That's what you could tell a shark. Why? Because all they're interested in is the money. How much money this can pay me, man? How much and how often? Through the back door. With people you connect with but cannot identify their needs, likes, and wishes. I found out through a friend about some people who have a fantastic business model and they're doing great. Talking to them, they asked me if I knew anyone who might like to earn more money because they're looking for more people in the city to lead the project. Do you know anyone who might be interested? Now, I know with this question, people feel they let their guard down because guess what? You haven't invited them. You've asked them, who do they know? And so oftentimes, some people will say, I don't know anybody. And then sometimes people will say, oh yeah, I know so-and-so. She's always interested in stuff like this. And so you'd get their information and move it on. You understand? So that would be a way to do that. So invite using these tools, right? Distributor, hi, how are you? Do you have 5 minutes? Yes. I'm doing good. Sure. Tell me about it. Distributor, I need your complete attention. Of course, I'm ready. If I send you a video, would you take a few minutes to look at it? I value your opinion. The guest says, sure. Okay, I sent it to you. Please confirm when you have seen it. So you want to keep that interaction with that individual, because sometimes what happens, you say, okay, I'm sending you a video. You don't tell the person how long the video is. You don't tell them that you're going to call them back. So guess what? It becomes like a wasted invite in a way, because you've done no follow-up. You're not putting value to what you've just sent them. Okay. So this is an invite using the tools. The guest, I just finished watching it. Distributor, what did you like about the video? Because you got to ask questions, you know, and of course the reply would be any answer is a sign of interest. And then you're going to say, that's exactly why I chose you. There's a business meeting tonight. They're going to present an opportunity that will absolutely change your life. Schedule, confirm an appointment without forgetting to edify. So always remember, edify the person that's going to present. And now you have an invitation. Now you've invited some of the individuals off of your list. Okay. So this is the contact video. So let's see. I don't think it's going to allow me to do it. Let's see if it will. I think I have to come out. Okay, let me see. I gotta change it. Give me a second. I need to come out of here. Oh, let's see. Hold over here, I think. Yeah, okay. So this is the contact video that they're talking about. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I gotta put sound. Sorry, guys. I just realized I don't have the sound on.
To find a product or service that can positively impact the lives of 1 billion people, because that's the game we're playing today. Ten years ago, we never could have imagined commuting in an electric vehicle or that commercial trips to space would even be possible. We are in a time warp, preparing ourselves for interstellar trips of decades to come, new robotic surprises, and much more. For example, today in Dubai, 3D printers build buildings and houses. Cars do not need a driver, and drones even deliver groceries in other countries. The world is quickly changing, and we have to move with it in order not to be left behind. At the scientific medical level, there are already bionic limbs, artificial eyeballs, and even synthetic organs printed in 3D. Thanks to a new science and technology being discovered daily, we have achieved something unimaginable, prolonging people's lives. 40 years ago, scientists in Japan began to investigate the centenarians of the island of Okinawa, how people over 100 years of age did not suffer chronic degenerative diseases and enjoyed natural energy while maintaining amazing physical activity. They found the people of Okinawa were using sciences such as nutrigenomics and biotechnology. They analyzed their diet, rest, environment, life habits, and genetics. With state-of-the-art technology, they managed to understand the health of the centenarians, who enjoy a powerful yet intelligent force. Thanks to the microbiota with its very diverse and resistant bacteria, when fermenting the food in their intestines, it managed to produce fundamental metabolites to prolong their lives. Currently, there are active ingredients that promote the generation of metabolites to achieve balance in our bodies. These reestablish the intelligent force that contributes to improving health and prolonging the lives of people. The impact of metabolites and their effect is such that hundreds of doctors and nutritionists began to use them in Olympians, as well as to improve the lives of people who have lost their health. This state-of-the-art technology is changing the world and the way we live. Speak to the person who shared this video with you to learn more.
So this would definitely be something that you would be able to share with a prospect to actually just pique their interest in what you're doing, okay? So there are different types of presentations, guys. You have the one-on-one. So for the people you can connect with, but haven't identified their needs, likes or wishes, you would have those one-on-ones. And then you have those home meetings. We haven't had many home meetings, but I think we really need to start getting back to it, because I used to find in my business and for more opportunities, my home meetings is where I used to get a lot of business, because, persons come, you get to present to them, they get to ask questions in settings that sometimes they feel very intimidated in other settings, and it's in a home. Two-on-one in person means present the business opportunity with the help of an upline. So it would be like Miss Karen inviting me to then present to some person for her. So it's not her presenting, but it would be both of us there, and then she would have me present. And then, of course, the live group presentation where the business opportunity meeting, usually with one more speaker presenting to a group of people, whether, they're sharks or sea urchins, dolphins, but more than likely you don't want sea urchins at those type of meetings, because sometimes the questions they can ask will totally throw off not only the vibes, but just the whole, I can't even explain it. It just messes up the whole meeting. It really can change it all. So I'm going to stop there for today, and I hope that this has, been helpful. And so please, Miss Lang, you can let me know if it has. And also Miss Shirley, you can let me know if this has helped in any way, shape, or form. And then we'll go from there next time. So we'll be doing this again next week, Sunday, and prayerfully this has helped. So let me know.
Thank you, ma'am. It certainly did. Certainly had.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Ms. Lang, was it good for you?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, good. Well, we'll be ending there for today. And if you want to find this presentation, it is in your back office. So if you want to look through it ahead of time, ahead of next week to see what else we're going to be learning about, you can definitely do that. And I have this on YouTube, so I will be sending the link out into groups. So if you want to go over it, it will be there to go over. So thank you so much for getting on. I appreciate that you took the time to come out on this Sunday. You didn't have to, but you did. So I appreciate that very much. And y'all having a fantastic, phenomenal, incredible Sunday day, and enjoy the rest of the week. And if anything that you learned today is to find your why, create your list, and separate that list. So if we can just do that until next week, Sunday, we'll be on fire. So let's make it happen, guys. Make sure to get your highlighter, or you can get the sheet out of the back office. And if y'all need me to get it loaded down, I'll put it in the groups as well, so that at least it's there in case you don't know where to locate it. I can do that. And so I'll through the video.